guys, welcome back to another video. Today is a story time of me fighting my college roommate. So where to begin? Before I begin, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You're probably wondering why I'm in the car, and it's basically because there's like people in the house and I really wanted to get this video out for you guys. It was highly requested because I put a poll up on Instagram of which video to upload, and this one got the most votes. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Where to start? I don't even know where to. I gotta start from the beginning. Okay, no, I'm gonna just start from the very beginning.
That's why.
Okay. Alright, so from the beginning. Freshman year in college. I gotta spit this gum out. Alright, let's start from the beginning, which was freshman year in college. So it was right before the fall semester of 2017, and I needed to find a roommate, basically. So I was like looking up like hashtags of people who were going to my school that was graduating the same year as me in 2021. So I found this one girl and we hit it off like this. Like, we were DMing each other, we had each other on all social media, we were texting, we was planning like how our dorms was gonna look. Like, we was getting it, you know, popping, building a friendship, blah 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 blah. Literally a week before moving day, she texted me like, I'm not going to that school no more, I'm dropping out, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. So I'm pissed because it's like, this whole summer I built a bond with you, planned my whole dorm with you, and it's like now can you shut up? And it's like now like, you're not even about to be my roommate. Like, what the heck? So basically all of that was for nothing. And I wanted my college roommate to be someone I like kind of knew, because I was going to my college by myself. Like, none of my friends from high school was going, nobody I knew. I didn't want a random roommate of me going into school the first day like, oh hey, like no. Like, I wanted someone I knew and had some type of relationship with. So I was so pissed. Like, I understood why she wasn't going, because she had like personal things or whatever, but I still was like pissed, because now what was I gonna do? Like, literally the week before moving, she said this. So me trying to be quick so I can find somebody somewhere to room with, I did my same search on social media, blah blah blah, found this one girl. She said she already had a roommate, but she really didn't like her roommate because she didn't really know her like that. So I'm like, yes, same. Like, I don't have one at all. Like, let's become roommates. Like, leave that girl behind and come stay with me. And she's like, yes, like that's like a great idea, because like we're both kind of into the same stuff, like based off our Instagrams and our feeds and everything. And like, we kind of was hitting it off through text. Like, we thought everything was going to be cool. So she's like, okay, perfect, we're gonna do the switch. We contact the housing people and they're like, no, like it's too late, move-in is in like 5 days, you can't switch. So we're like begging them, calling 1,000 people, we're both emailing, we're both calling, like, please please please, we have to room together. Fast forward, so they ended up saying like, okay, it's cool, you guys can room together. And like the day before actual move-in day, or like 2 days before move-in day, there was like this orientation type of thing, and it was like, get to know your peers, get to know like the staff, professors, and like stuff like that. So are you listening or no?
I wasn't.
Okay, whatever, I don't care. So yeah, so it was like a get to know like your peers, staff, students, other like the campus life, get a tour of the campus, stuff like that. So we had went there, it was like around like 2 days I think before like actual moving day. And so my mom went with me, and off the bat, 5 seconds, like literally like 35 to 30 seconds into meeting this girl, my mom's like, no, y'all are not gonna work out, y'all can't room together, like this is just not gonna happen. And I'm like, Mom, like, you don't even know her, like, you didn't give her a chance, like, I've been texting this girl all week, like, we're fine, like, da 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 da. And my mom's like, no honey, like, I could just tell, like, her whole vibe is just, y'all not going to connect. And I'm like, Mom, like, give her a chance, like, don't ruin my college experience of me having a roommate and just being free because you just don't trust nobody. Basically. I know parents know everything. Mommy knows best because she was absolutely right, but that's getting further into the story. Anyway, so I'm like, Mom, like, you're just, no, like, she's fine. And Mom's like, okay, my hands are up, let's just see. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So fast forward, after a couple days and a couple conversations I still had in like the back of my mind, like what my mom said. So I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm starting to see little signs, but I'm like, no, like, she's fine, like, let me just see how it is to actually live with her, because I'm like an extrovert, but like she was like an extreme extrovert, and two extroverts really don't mix. Like, you need a balance. You need somebody that's like extrovert, hype, talkative, but you also need the quiet, shy person to balance you out. Like, if you're so hype, you need somebody that's gonna calm you down. If you're too calm, you need somebody that's gonna hype you up. But if you got two hype ass girls, that's just too much, basically, especially if one is even more hype than the extrovert herself. Anyway, so she moves in, everything's fine. She gives me a gift, and I kind of was just like thrown off by it because I'm like, I didn't know we supposed to give each other gifts, but I still accepted it. And then my mom's like, see, like, too hype. And I'm like, I'm just not noticing all the signs yet. We went out a couple times to like parties or whatever, and she was extremely clingy at every party, like literally clingy as hell. Like,
she thought she was grandma when she was drunk. She used to take care of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she was like playing mom, and we weren't even that drunk, first of all, and she was like, let's go. Like, when I first met Zay, and it was like, was that my birthday? It was like my 19th birthday, I think, or something. And we went to like this party, and I'm like lit, drunk, having fun, and we're in like the beginning stages or whatever. So like, to the outside world is like, who the hell is this guy? But we were flirting and texting for days, so like we kind of, you know, had a little vibe or whatever. So I guess to her, she's like, who's this strange man that I don't know of? Because again, me and her weren't like this, and I wasn't like this to really anybody, so nobody really knew my business. But anyway, so we went to a party, and I'm like talking to Zay, like on him and stuff, and she like physically like yanks me away from him, and she's like, you're too close, back up, like get off of her, or something she said. And I'm just like, chill out. Like, it's not like I'm falling all around or like I'm lifting up my shirt, or like, it was just a simple conversation, honestly, and she literally yanked me away so I wouldn't talk to him. And I'm just like, girl, like, what the heck? So again, I ignored it because I'm like, maybe she's just being protective, because again, she don't know him. Like, she just sees me drunk and a guy, so it's just like she's thinking the worst. Like, I was just making up excuses for her like every single time, but literally every party she was like that. She'll yank me away from guys, or yank me away from girls, or just yank me away, period. Like, she wanted me all to herself. Or she'll physically want to hold my hand. She's like, don't leave me, don't let go, like, hold my hand. And I'm like, I'm not a touchy-feely person. Like, I don't even hug my best friend. Like, I don't like stuff like that. Like, get away from me. Like, why are you touching me? And I'm not holding your hand at a party. If I'm at a party trying to dance, I got my cup in my hand, I gotta hold your hand in the other. Like, it's just, no. Like, so she was clingy as crap, like literally crazy clingy. Fast forward, so she was drunk this one night, and every time she got drunk, it was like the worst. Like, she would randomly bring guys over, or like, it was just like literally the worst. Like, every time she was drunk, like, she just did too much. Like, I remember I had a kickback this one time, and she was so drunk, like, she broke my bin and like everything. It was just like literally the worst. And so I started like falling back, because at this time I'm like, okay, you're doing too much. Like, you're just, too much is happening. So that was kind of like strike one for me. Like, okay, you're clingy at a party, and then when we do go out, you're just a hot mess. It's just like, okay, no. So that threw me off. That's strike one. Strike two, we laid down rules. We even had a contract signed because I was not playing any games, and it was basically, one, when I nap, you either shut up, do not speak, or leave the room. Like, we literally had a written contract because I was like so serious about so many things. And I'm like, because I do not mess with my nap time. Like, seriously, like if you wake me up at 2 a.m 3 a.m, I don't really care. But during my nap, I get so irritated. And anybody who knows me know this. Like, I have to, do not wake me up if I'm taking a nap, especially like during school. Like, I just woke up early as heck for classes, then I have to go to practice later. Like, she knew the rules basically. So that was our first rule: don't wake me up when I'm taking a nap. And the next rule was, don't eat any of my stuff unless I give you permission. I had like a whole snack bin, and all like my fridge used to be stocked up with like all types of stuff, and the rules was, do not go into my property unless I tell you to. And even if I do tell you to, and if there's one item left, don't take it. Like, if it's only one thing left, clearly do not take it. So this is the icing on the cake. This is where I feel like everything went downhill. Like, literally everything just stopped. We went to a party, we came back, it's like 2 3 a.m. You know, when you come back that late, like everything is closed except for like McDonald's. But like, who feels like going to McDonald's every time? So, and you're like hungry because like you're just drunk and like, you know, you thirsty and hungry. So I went out that night. So I don't even think I came back to my room that night. I stayed out probably with you, stayed out. And yeah, so like the next day I came back, and it was like around like lunchtime, and I'm like, oh my god, why are you laughing? Oh. And I'm like I was thinking about these noodles, or was it macaroni? It was either noodles or macaroni, like the little thing that you heat up. And I was thinking about that like the whole night, the whole morning, literally like crazy just thinking about it. Why is this even on? Just crazy thinking about it. Like, I wanted it so bad. And it's like, you know, when you want something so bad and like your mouth is watering and stuff, and then when you go to get it, it's like it's always something that's like wrong. Like, it's either sold out or it's gone, or you never got a chance to get it. Like, basically that happened to me. Like, I wanted these noodles so bad, and I knew I had one left, so I planned to get it. So I came home, got in the shower, dressed, blah 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 blah, turned on my Netflix, getting ready to heat these joints up, and they was gone. So I'm looking through my bin that I have, my snack bin, and my noodles were gone, like literally gone. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, where's my, and I knew I had one left because I seen it previously a few days prior. So I'm like, where are my noodles? And I didn't even think to ask my roommate, because I did not think she was that stupid to go into my bin to eat them. So I'm asking like all my other friends, and I'm asking like my best friend, I'm asking like these like other close friends I had, and I'm like, did y'all eat my stuff? Like, did you see who ate them? Like trying to just see like who ate my last pack of noodles out of my bin. And I'm asking everybody, and they all like, no girl, like, we know not to touch your food, we know you don't play like that. Like, no, it was not me. So they're like, ask your roommate. So I'm like, there's no point to ask her, like, she's not that stupid. And so I'm venting to her, I'm like, yo, like, somebody ate my stuff. Like, who ate my last pack? She's talking about, oh. And I'm like, what do you mean, oh? Do you know who ate my stuff? And she's like, it was me. I literally, like, my whole face was like red. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, why would you eat my last pack of noodles? For one. For two, why are you on my side getting my belongings? And my snack bin, by the way, was like under my bed, pushed to the back of the wall. So you had to like lift up my sheets and everything to go under the bed to get the bin to pull it out and heat them up, cook them with my utensils. All of that. Like, you ate my last pack of noodles. For one. For two, you're going on my side and lifting up my stuff. like probing through my belongings, and then you didn't even say nothing. So I'm like, why would you eat my stuff? What was in your head for you to go under my bed to take my last bag of noodles? So she's like, I was so drunk and tired, I didn't even realize that I'll buy you 60 packs today. No, that's not the point about no, you can buy me them again. Like, you didn't replace them. I noticed that something was missing. Why would you go under my stuff? And then it was one left at that. So I think that's why I was even more pissed, because it was one left. It wasn't even like I had like 10 and she took one and I really didn't notice it. Like, literally the last pack that I was praying on, because I wanted them so bad this day, and they were gone. So we basically got into this whole fight. I start cursing her out because I'm pissed at this point, because you just violated so many like rules. Like, literally it was a mess. Like, I was irritated as heck. So fast forward, I was so pissed and I'm like, just bye. So I leave because I'm like so irritated and just like didn't want things to escalate to a different thing. So I just left. So I'm like, it's just noodles, whatever, I'm gone. So I come back and I see like this note. It's like a paper, like a loose leaf paper, handwritten front to back, a long note, and it's like, I'm so sorry, please don't stop being my friend. I don't know what I'll do if you stop talking to me. I will probably kill myself, and like just all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, okay, she's sick. Like, at this point, she's literally sick in the head. Something is wrong with this girl. I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, I don't know like what she's been through. So now I'm starting to feel a little bad. Like, all my other friends are like, call somebody, or like tell like the dean, like just, and I'm just like, no, I feel bad now, because it's like maybe she didn't have food or no money to get food, or like, I don't know, I'm just thinking of all these excuses for her, and I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna give her a chance. Like, she's fine, she's cool. So at this point, all of my other friends are just thrown off from her in the first place. Like, they've been stopped wanting to be around her. They're like, don't bring her around me, because when she go out, she's a mess, or she's too clingy. Don't bring her around me, because clearly she don't have no respect, because she just going through your stuff. Like, they were just basically turned off from her, period. So my friends were done with her, like, let's just say that. So, but I still felt bad for her, so I still wanted to like keep her around or keep her close, because I'm like, I don't want to really stop being her friend or stop talking to her and then she like really go kill herself or something like that, because like that's just not a joke, especially like she feel that way. So fast forward, I ignored it, I let it go. But that's strike 2 for me, because you crossed the line. So fast forward, time goes on, she's still doing a little awkward stuff. I'm starting to fall back. She feels me falling back, so she's trying to push forward, and it's just making things even more worse. Fast forward, time goes on, weeks go on. What is this, around like November? So we start school in August, so September, October. So this is 3 months. All of this is just a 3 months time span, because this is the actual fights happen 3 months later. So we didn't even make it through a whole semester together. Not even. It was literally 3 months. So let's just get into it. Fast forward, feeling me become distant. So I guess she decided to get her little boyfriend, get her a man, get a replacement or whatever, because she felt like I was like kind of falling back. Like, she knew I was falling back, like, for sure. So she gets her man. I'm like, thank God, because now she got him to keep her occupied, and she can leave me alone so I can have my own life and continue to do what I need to do. And yeah, so fast forward to the day. Wait, how did it start? No, I'm missing something.
She was going through your stuff.
I wish I knew how to bleep the stuff out, but what was I about to say? No, because there was an issue. Okay, so like a week before the fight, she felt me being distant, or she felt a vibe basically of like us not connecting, I guess, or whatever, because I didn't want to go out no more. Every time I would go out or hang out with other friends, she wasn't really invited, so she felt a vibe. So and I remember it was cold because she had a heater, and it was freezing cold because the dorms don't really start there. Like, it was like we don't control our heat or air inside the dorms. Like, the people control it for us. So they didn't have the heat on until like December. Like it was like they waited to the very end to turn the heat on. So this is like November, so it's freezing cold, and I didn't have a heater at the time, but she had a heater, and she's always hot but I'm always cold. So she was like, here, just take my heater or whatever. So she had her heater was on my side for basically months or weeks, whatever. And this, I guess after she felt my vibe, she decided to take the heater from me and hide it. Like she didn't even like at least take it to put it on her side because maybe she was cool. Like she literally took it, wrapped it up and hid it. And the reason why I knew this, because one, I came into the room, she wasn't in there, and I noticed that the heater was gone. So I was like, that's weird. Like, where's the heater? So I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's like, she took it for her. So I'm looking around and I noticed that it was like on the side, but like wrapped up with the cord. So I'm like, is this like my punishment? So you trying to basically say like, bitch, freeze. Like, you don't want to be my friend, so you can freeze and be cold. So I'm like, you're weird. So I basically text her just snapping, because at this point I'm livid. Like I'm irked as heck, because you know it's super cold in this room, and you know I'm always cold because I don't want to be your friend, I guess, or that close to you. You're trying to be like spiteful by taking your heater back and like taking it from me as like a punishment type thing. So that kind of like irritated me, because it's like, if you really felt some type of way, you could have said something. You never once said anything. You just straight took the heater like, bitch, you can freeze since you don't want to be my friend. And I just felt like that's just kind of weird. Like I still, although I wasn't really hanging out with you outside of the dorms, we still had conversations and we still was talking and stuff. If you needed help with homework or anything, I still helped you. Just because we're not walking down the block on campus, skipping the, like, just because we weren't best friends don't mean you can be grimy. Whatever. Fast forward, because I'm rambling. So I text her saying like, you're weird. What was the point of you taking the heater? Da da da. She was like, it's my property. I can take whatever I want. Blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, since you want to be like that, you keep your stuff on your side. I'll keep my stuff on my side. Don't ask for nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't look my way. Don't ask me for nothing. Like, we're done. Since you want to sit there and be grimy like that, like, you keep your property over there, I'll keep mine over here. Don't say nothing to me. You sleep, I'll sleep. Like, that's it. So she's like, why you want to be like that? Da da da. So I'm like, now you trying to play victim and act dumb. Like, you know why I want to be like this. Fast forward, like the next day, I'm taking my nap. Remember in the beginning of this video, I said we had a contract about our sleeping arrangements and how I play about my nap time. So the next day, she brings her boyfriend over, and I'm taking a nap, and they're like, just ha ha ha, laughing and doing all this stuff, and I ask nicely, can y'all please be quiet? And she's like, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, you know, and I'm like, okay, perfect. I close my eyes again, and I still hear little chatter, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's my second attempt of communication. And she's like, I'm so sorry, da da da. And then the third time I hear talking, but before I can say anything, I heard her say like, shh, like be quiet, like she's trying to sleep. And the boyfriend was like, F her sleep. So now I gets up out the bed, because now I'm pissed, because not only won't y'all shut up while I'm trying to take a nap, he's disrespecting me in my own home, basically, in my room. First of all, you didn't even tell me that you was bringing him over here, and we had also rules of telling when the guest is coming, and I didn't even say nothing about that. And now you want to disrespect me. And then she's laughing at him saying that, and not even like saying like, yo, chill, like she's trying to sleep, we got an agreement. So now I'm pissed at the point, so I'm snapping. Like, I go off, basically curse her out, like, be da 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 da, nigga, da da da, like literally just snapping at both of them, and put the covers back over me, laid right back down. So they just leave, 'cause I hear the door slam. I never seen her again since then. She hasn't, it was like 4 days passed, and she never slept in the room. She never once came to get any clothes or anything, or at least not when I was there. Never came back, never slept in her room. I didn't see her for 4 days. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess she either went to his place or she's trying to avoid me. Like, I didn't know what was going on, but regardless, I didn't care, because I'm like, oh well, I have my own room now, don't come back. So this is the tea. Well, like I said, 4 days happened and went past and didn't see her. I didn't care. I still was living my life like living your life like it's golden. I was living my life like nothing ever happened. And I decided to go to the supermarket this one day. So, pause. She knew my school schedule, which is how she was able to kind of sneak around and get clothes. So she was getting clothes or getting stuff day by day for those 4 days without me knowing, but that's because she knew my school schedule and she knew like when I was in classes and stuff. So yeah, so this one day, I don't know what day it was, but the day that everything happened, I was like, I want to go to the market. Like, I need to get some food, some snacks, stock up my room, you know. Fast forward, blah, 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 blah. And I get a call. So I'm at the market with Zay. Actually, it was me and him. And I get a call, and it's like this other girl who lived like on the same floor as us, but like down. And she's like, yo, like your roommate is trashing your room, da 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 da. Like she has trash everywhere. Like your room is a mess. Like she's messing up all of your stuff, but she's moving her stuff out and all of this stuff. So this is the thing. The reason why I went to the market is because my class got canceled. So I was like, okay, since my class is canceled, I can go to the market during this time. So, but she did all of this, throwing everything around and trashing the room because she thought I would be in class. So she was moving her stuff out and trashing our room. And I got all the receipts, and I'm gonna add all the pictures like to each thing. But yeah, so she was trashing the room and just throwing all the stuff around and trying to move all her stuff out while she thought I was in class. So she never wanted to see me. She never wanted to see my face. She never wanted to do this in front of me, clearly, because she did this thinking I was in class. But thank God, it's like God was on my side this day that class was canceled. So yeah, so let me just insert those receipts of how she trashed my room. Wait, no, let me go back. So like I said, when she was gone for those 4 days, I knew something was off. Like I just had a feeling that something was wrong. So I'm like, yo, like I just feel like she either gonna trash this room or she gonna like try to pop off. Like I just knew something was gonna happen. So I made up my side like real. I cleaned it like real nice, like had everything neat in certain places. I made my bed. I took pictures of that too, like of my room nice and clean, because I knew she was gonna do something. Like I just had the feeling, because like you don't just disappear out your own room for 4 days, like if you're not gonna do nothing. So yeah. So I took a picture of my room nice and clean, nice and neat. Took a picture of it. So this was the day before the supermarket. Took a picture of everything. And the next, are you like looking at me through the camera?
No, I'm listening.
Oh yeah, so I took a picture of everything because I just knew like something was off. So I'm gonna insert that clip here. Then the next day, supermarket, our neighbor called saying like she trashed in your room, blah blah blah. I'm gonna insert that clip. Then okay, so I'm in the market. I get the call like she's trashing your room, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, all right, did we buy the stuff? Or did we just leave?
I think we was just walking out, maybe. Or in line.
Well, yeah. So we basically just threw the stuff in the car, and I'm like let's go, like drive. The market is right down the street from the dorms too. So I'm like, take me, because I wanted her to see me, because she really thought like I was in class, which is why she wanted to do all this hype ass stuff, because she thought I was in class. So I'm like, all right, take me. So I'm on the phone with the girl. I'm like, what is she doing? Like, tell me everything. So she's like, she's almost done, like she's about to leave. So I tell her, like, I couldn't even wait for him to park the car. I'm like, no, like, stop. I'll run. Like it seemed like there was so much traffic that day, and like cars were just in the way, and just people was everywhere. So I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like, let me out now. So I basically just jumped out the car, ran to my dorm, and I seen her whole side was empty. Wait, did you ever come up there? Why?
I was still looking for parking.
All this time?
I think so.
So yeah, her whole side was empty. Like, she moved out all of her. Only thing that was left was like her fridge. Everything else, like her sheets, her clothes, like everything was clean out. Like, her whole side was completely empty. And my side, like all this trash. Like, she was throwing soda, seeds, pads, just oh my God, like all the trash, just like literally everywhere. She was throwing it all on my side, like all on my carpet. So like soda and juice is getting like embedded into my fur carpet. It was just like a mess, like literally a mess. So so when I first got there, and the girl who I was on the phone with was there, and I'm like, where is she? Like, where is she at? Because I don't see her, but I see a cop that's like outside of her like room or whatever. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is there a cop? Like, so she brought, like, she really was, I don't know if she was afraid or I don't know what she thought, but she brought a cop with her to move her belongings or to trash my room. And the cop, he's just out of pocket, because you letting her sit here and trash my room, and you just sitting there like this with your arms folded watching all of this stuff pop off. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, she's not in here. So I'm thinking, oh, she's going back and forth because she still needed to get like her fan and her fridge. So I'm like, she got to come back here. So I figured she probably still thought I was in class, but it's just like she left for that second. So I'm like, okay, it's time to change everything, because I know something is going on. I changed my shoes. I took all whatever earrings I had. I probably tied my hair up, changed my clothes. Like, I just knew something was going to happen, because it's just like, I just knew. So my friend's like, what's going on? Like, why are you changing your stuff? And I'm like, no, because I just feel like she's trying to like pop off, and she got this cop here. Like, what she got this cop here for? Like, you the one like that's doing the most, and you the one bringing like this cop. So fast forward, I'm just laughing. I'm taking pictures of the mess. Like, I'm like, she did all of this, and she's gonna be so salty, because I have the before pictures in my room, and now I have this after. So like, you're gonna get yourself in trouble for doing the most. Like, literally, you were so hyped, and you're gonna get yourself in trouble. So basically, fast forward, I'm laughing with my friends, and I'm like, how is she the one that's starting all of this stuff, threatening me? Because she threatened me prior. I think I forgot to add that part. Threatened me, saying she was going to beat me up and all of this stuff, and threatened me and all of this, but you're the one bringing the cop to the scene. Like, that just don't make any sense to me. So I'm talking to my friends, and we're laughing. Like, we're just like on my bed, sitting here waiting for her to come back, just laughing. Like, this is a mess. Like, this is too much. This is high school. What is she doing all of this for? Because I don't want to be your friend. Like, it was just like too much. So I'm like, and I still don't get why she brought the cops. So I guess she heard me saying this from like outside. So I guess this is when she was walking back up to finish getting her stuff, and she heard me. So she's like, the reason why this cop is here is so I won't whoop your ass, and da 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 da. So I'm just cracking up, because I'm laughing, because one, this girl is this big, and I'm like this. That's number one. So I'm just laughing, because it's like, you're a joke. First of all, this sun is like messing up with the camera at this point. Whatever. So I'm like, you're a joke. None of this is like serious to me. Like, I'm literally laughing in her face and stuff. So she's getting her stuff, and she's like, I'm so mad. And she's like banging on stuff like, I'm so mad and all of this. So I'm laughing, mocking her, because that's how funny this is to me. And I'm like, I'm so mad and stuff. So she's like, bitch, if you mock me again, I'm gonna da 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 da. And then I'm like, bitch, if you why are you doing that?
Don't take it out on the car.
So I'm like, I'm not even, shut up. So I'm basically banging on stuff, mocking her, but like in a joking way. So she's really pissed, like saying it on all fours, like, I'ma do this, blah 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 blah. And then I'm like mocking her in like this voice, like, I'ma do this, and it's pissing her off even more, because basically I'm treating this as a joke, and she's so really upset and angry, but this is a joke to me. Oh my God, this sun. So my friends are even laughing too, because they're like, why do you keep mocking her in this voice? So everything she said, like, I'ma slap you. Like, if she said, like, I'ma slap you, like, I was saying, I'ma slap you. Like, I was basically using this little voice that was basically irritating her and pissing her off. And it was making everybody laugh, because it was literally the big. Because it's like, sis, why are you so mad? Like, why are you upset? I can't with this lady. It's like, what are you so mad for? What are you doing the most for? It was never that deep, like, at all. Like, the whole situation was not that deep. Nobody cared that much. So fast forward, so I guess she got tired of me mocking her, so she runs over to me and trying to swing. So like I said, she's like this, I'm like this. So the first thing I do is just grab her arms, like, sis, stop. Like a little sister, like, stop. And I know my school, like, if you fight, you can get kicked out. And I'm like, I'm not about to fight you and get kicked out. And I'm not about to fight, period. Like, this is college. Like, I'm grown, blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to, like, hold her arms down. Like, literally hold her arms. Like, sis, I'm not about to fight you. Like, you're a little girl. This is college. Like, you're doing too much over nothing. So I'm like holding her arms down. So she's trying to kick me because, like, I have her arms. So she's kicking me and she's scratching me, like, because her arms are like this. So she's like physically scratching me in my face. So I'm telling my friends, I'm like, yo, get this girl off of me, because she keeps scratching me and she kicking me. And I'm trying not to fight her. I'm really trying not to hit her, but I'm really about to go off, like, if she don't stop. So they're trying to get her off of me, and she just going buck crazy, just scratching, like scratching my face. And I just feel like this one deep ass scratch. Once I felt that, I didn't care. Like, everything just went out the window, and I just black, and I just started going in, just literally just going in, because I'm like, at this point, I'm really not trying to fight you. I'm trying to hold back, and you're doing too much. So I'm just going in, and I'm just on top of her now. And then my friend's like, Johnny, get off of her, stop. And I'm like, I hear them, but I'm just like, no, because at this point the fight already started. So if anything's gonna happen and we're gonna get kicked out, it's too late. Like, it's gonna happen. So I'm going to get my hits in. So I'm just hitting her, and they're like, stop, like, just stop. And then they finally, like, get her, they get me off of her. But then, of course, people always trying to take a little cheap shot, because when your hands is behind your back like this, because people holding you, they try to hit you. So I've released my friends again, start hitting her again, and she's just like, just continuing to try to scratch my face. Like, how are you in a fight and you're using your nails? Like, that just makes no sense to me. When your fist should be bald, I don't even get how people even get scratched into fights. Anyway, so I'm just hitting her, blah, 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 blah. And finally they get her off. And then I don't know what they said. Like, the cop, at this point, the cop is just literally standing there watching everything go down. Like, he's watching us fight as if this is turning him on in any type of way. He did not once try to break us up. He did not once even speak to say stop. He's literally staring at us the whole time with his arms crossed, just like just collecting a paycheck, not doing nothing. Like, if my two friends weren't there, we probably would have been fighting all day, because who's gonna break it up? So yeah, so fast forward, she basically left, and I never saw her again. And, well, no, okay, so after that she left, and of course we had like a meeting with the dean or whatever, had to explain what happened. I had all of my receipts of the damage that she did, because I had the before pictures, the after pictures, I had the threats, texts, like, I had all of my receipts, because I knew, like, okay, even if I did fight, yes, but if I showed them all the receipts of all the stuff leading up to this, like, they might let me go and she just get in trouble type time. So I had all of my receipts, all my texts, and they were just like, okay, we have a 3-strike policy. If you get 3 strikes, you basically get, no, it's a 5-strike policy. If you get 5 strikes, you get kicked out of the school. So they were like, you basically are at 4. Like once you have a physical altercation, you go up straight to 4. So if I do one more thing, which can be literally anything stupid, like, oh, caught with alcohol in my dorm, or like caught sneaking a person in, like, I could get physically kicked out. It was for things that could be like a warning, I could have been kicked out for, because I went up from 0 strikes straight to 4, and 5 you get kicked out. We both were able to stay at school because we only have the 4 points, but we did have to get like an automatic restraining order. So she basically couldn't come into like 30 feet of me. I couldn't come to 30 feet of her. They switched her dorm. I still stayed where I was, but they changed my locks, and so she wouldn't be able to like just come in and out of the room when I was there or not. They asked me if I wanted to stay or leave, and I'm like, I'm staying. Like, this is my room, my stuff is set up, I'm not about to leave. She decided to leave, so that's on her. And they were just like, if you see each other, basically walk in opposite directions. But I never really seen her anyway because our majors are 2 different things, so we never really came to contact. And yeah, so that's basically it. Do you have anything to add?
I was just the driver.
And he just was like, did I tell you, like, did I text you like, oh, I just fought? Or
yeah, I think you did. I was like, oh shit, where are you? But you wasn't responding.
Oh yeah.
So I showed up late.
So yeah, and I also have the pictures. Like, I keep pictures and receipts of everything. So I have the pictures of when she scratched my face. She definitely did get me good. Scratched me. I was bleeding and everything from the scratch. But as you can see, I'm clear. I'm healed. It didn't do nothing. My face is fine. It didn't leave a scar, thank God. But yeah, so that was basically that. Like, I never expected to fight in college. Like, I'm like, this is so immature and just so, it was over the dumbest thing. But I guess, like, it's the principle at this point.
Should I tell my fighting in college story? That's
You only fought that one time in college, right?
Yeah, but I didn't get caught. I fought off. It was on a frat house. It was in front of a frat house, but I never got caught.
See,
I was a nobody.
If you would have got caught, you probably would have still been able to stay, but you would have just had your 4 strikes like me. Like, I never knew my school had 5 strikes. Well, our school, but he graduated, had 5 strikes. So I was thankful for that, because imagine if they had like 3, I probably would have been kicked out.
That's what I'm saying. People was getting caught with alcohol and all that. That never happened to me.
That's basically it in the end of my story time of me fighting my college roommates. If you are going to college, I highly recommend just, like, people always told me don't room with someone you know, because then fights and stuff can happen. But I feel like that's just opposite, because when I actually started to room with my best friend, we were perfect. Like, we never got into any problems. Like, it was, we understood each other more. Like, we respected the rules because of our like friendship. So I would room with somebody you physically know. And so that's all I have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thumbs up this video if you liked it. Please comment down below any of your crazy stories of you fighting or anything crazy that you have been through, especially in college. If you want to see more story times, also comment that down below, and I will see all of you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.